Okay, I'm here. Oh, wow. Konbanwa. Good evening. I hope this is working good. It looks like yeah, okay. So we'll wait a few minutes. I'm a little early. I'm about 3 minutes early. So we'll wait for some other people that might join in once they know we're going. Feel free to leave a hello in the chat. Let me know you are here and where you're from. I know Inge, Havoc, they're both channel members, so I know them well. The headbang guy, I know. I crossed a line when I came in 3 minutes early. Morning from California, Ned. So what is it? About 6:30 a.m. for you guys? Maryland, hello, Jason from Yakov. Maybe you could be anywhere in the world. Just because of your name doesn't tell me where you live. But maybe Russia. I don't know. Hey James, what's up? Glad to see you from Canada. Brian there from Ohio. Scott from Hawaii, man. I tell you, always somebody from Hawaii. Jay, hello. Oh man, I need glasses. Gillies, Giles from France, up in the Alps. I hope your Wi-Fi is okay. Mara's in here. Mara's a long time subscriber to the channel, and she's actually in Japan right now, but not in Osaka, unfortunately. Israel for Yakov. Oh, okay, cool, man. PMD, Maryland. Logan from an Air Force base, North Carolina. Very nice. Yakov says he is an Israeli jindes. He is an Israeli person. Nagoya at the moment, Nina. All right, cool. Getting an early start on the July Boss show. You're getting in line now. Wisconsin for Bruce. Did Tochinoshin win? Yes. He won all the matches today. It was all Tochinoshin. Tube Wings is in the audience. Hey, Tube Wings, how you doing? Switzerland, Edgar, awesome. Or Eddie, or Edie. Germany is in there. Great. Buddha. He's on vacation in Jamaica, man. And his connection is not that good. Hey, Buddha, what's up? Ivar is here. Good afternoon from Sweden. Wow. So we are all over the place. Sumo unites us all. And tonight I am wearing one of my famous Zen Wakananai t-shirts because, man, I don't know. I don't know who's going to win this tournament, guys, and I don't think you do either, unless you have like a magic 8-ball and you've asked it many questions. Canada's in there. All right. So we're up to 44 people. I think we can get started. Lots to talk about tonight. Obviously, day 14 action. Spoilers if you haven't watched the matches yet. You might want to go and do that and watch this as a video instead of a live thing. Oh, cool. I'm ruining someone's sleep who just switched from the night shift to the morning shift. Yeah. Hey, look, I don't get much sleep during these 15 days either. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to get up and put up highlights. And I realized I don't have to go to work on Monday until noon because Monday is this weird day where like the new junior high kids come, the 7th graders in the morning, and the new 10th graders come in the afternoon. And we kind of process them and give them a bunch of stuff because they're new to our school. And I'm a high school teacher. I'm in charge of the 12th graders this year, starting in April. And so I have been assigned the high school shift. So I actually get Monday morning off. So I'm going to record the highlights for day 15 as well. So if you're over on the Patreon, you'll get every single match from day 14 and day 15, but kind of time shifted as highlights. And I'm still going to do regular coverage, but just know that in case you really are a Oshoma fan and normally he wouldn't be in my coverage, or you just want to see how Nishikigi did. Or something like that. All right. You saved my sleep. Okay, well, then even better. Um, Hello from Satsuma. Okay. So one of the things I made a mistake on in the Patreon coverage today was I thought for some reason, I don't know why, that Kusano had lost, but he didn't. He won, so he's 13-1. So when we get to the Juryo stuff, we'll talk about that. Um, yeah. Yeah, if you had Nishikigi on your team, you're not winning the contest. Let's put it that way. Uh, James is asking, "Are you still in Japan?" James, if I wasn't still in Japan, I couldn't be doing the sumo every day. I mean, I guess I could with some other mm, way of watching it. JMTV, is that even a good thing? No, I'm still in Japan. I've been in Japan since 2004, and I will be here for at least another year. Uh, so, yep. And it's 11:33 p.m. right now on Saturday night, the 22nd. So thank you all for coming by and being here live. And yeah, you can watch the bus show on Abema. Yep. So yeah, my haircut turned out okay. He likes to kind of give me like a little pompadour. I told him not to put any product in it so it wouldn't be squeaky. And it's kind of lost some of its whatever over the course of the day. But yeah, it's nice to get a haircut and I get a shave and everything. It feels good. Hot towel, little massage. It's nice. 3,600 yen. Can't touch that in America because that's only about $30 nowadays. And when I went home to California and got a shave and a haircut, well, first of all, you have to tip, and I think it was $80. So by the time I tipped the guy, it was like $90. And man, yeah. He does. He always wants to add the product, and I'm always like, no, it's okay, it's okay. All right, so let's jump in. Let me share my screen, and we've got a lot to talk about, and I got a few shout outs to give. I've got creative uh, channel members and Patreon people that I need to tell you about. We'll look ahead to, of course, now we didn't know at the time, but the day 15 matchups have been announced, so we know what's going on. Yeah, Havoc. It's pretty crazy, and that's on the expensive side of a haircut here. You can easily go get your haircut. I mean, just like in America, I'm sure there's super cuts and whatever. But a lot of my coworkers go get their, especially if you don't want to shave, you can go get your haircut for about 2,000 yen, 2,500 yen, and get a nice shampoo and cut. So anyway, but I've been going to this guy for 9 years, so we're good buddies. All right, let me share. And we want to go to, where do we want to go to first? We'll go to Patreon first. All right, just got to always check and make sure that it's not a black screen. Looks good. So in the collection today, I think I had 8 videos, but again, multiple matches and a lot of videos. Yep, 8 videos, 14.8. So Kotozakura, final match of the day. Of course, the Onosato Daisho match was its own video. Oho versus Ichi Yamamoto. Both Komusubi matches. This is Ura versus Abi in one of them. The other was Kirishima Kinbozan. The Waka brothers, the Maegashira ones. Wakatake Kage versus Oshoma. Wakamoto Haru versus Tatami Fuji. What do we got? Haku Oho versus Tobizaru. And then, of course, the big match to start us all off. Takayasu versus Chirana Umi. Takayasu 11-2, Chirana Umi 9-4. That's, I think, where I made the mistake about the Juryo. We started off with a couple matches. Toki Hayate versus Tamawashi. Ao Nishiki versus Takeda Fuji. And yep, and then that's day 13. So that was the first of my coverage. No Juryo coverage today. I messed up when I was trying to put the Kusano match on, but I will definitely have his match tomorrow for you guys. All right. The only thing different between this and Zoom is I can't toggle between tabs. I got to stop sharing and then start sharing. But it's good because it brings me back here. I check the comments, make sure that I say hello to Info, who's from Denmark. Hello, Alabama. You have no name, Alabama person. How is that possible? Trucker Mark, you're in Las Vegas. That's a good place to be. And Satsuma is in Osaka. Nice. All right, 63 people in here. Asking Havoc if he's an X-Men fan. Okay, so let's go and let's just jump into what happened today. We'll do that first. And so that is on the official page. Here we go. All right, everybody can see it. Good. Greetings from Houston, from Roberto. Hello, Roberto. All right, so I don't think anybody pulled out. I didn't hear about anything. Nope. All right, jumping into the matches. Down in Juryo, we'll start there. Ishizaki came up, a Makuuchi man, to fight Kaze Keno, but he was able to get the win to give himself a chance at 7-7. Miyagi came up at Makuuchi 1, and he was 3-3, so he needed this win to get his Kachikoshi, and therefore he will now be in the Juryo division next tournament. And he beat Hokuto Fuji. And the problem was, guys, Hokuto Fuji, they had kind of a good tachi-ai, and then he kind of ran him around the ring, and Hokuto Fuji was kind of running out, and he fell off. Well, he didn't fall, but he kind of jumped off the dohyo, the momentum of him running. He hit, he's got a problem. He's got his leg all not bandaged up, in one of those braces, and he kind of hit the ground near the dohyo hard, and he went down, and it didn't look so bad, but then he couldn't get up. And so he just kind of like rolled over onto his, because he was face down. So he rolled over onto his back and then, kind of sat up with his back against the dohyo. And then they brought out the big wheelchair and everything. And he never got back up on the dohyo to like bow and say he lost the match. But he didn't sit in the wheelchair though either. He kind of was like, no, I'm just going to, let me just walk out. But, he looked really bad. He did walk out under his own power, though, and then his Skibito came out, and he kind of put his hand on his shoulder and was sort of walking behind him. And I don't think he'll show up for work tomorrow. There's just no point. He's only got 3 wins for the tournament. He should just, take the day off at this point. But it could mean demotion, probably will mean demotion to the 3rd tier division, and that could mean we start to hear about retirement. So that's the kind of thing I can fill you in on if we hear about that between tomorrow, day 15, and when I do the wrap-up video almost a week from now on, say, the 28th or 29th of March. So just know that happened. Hello, Jill from Berkeley, California. I used to live in Berkeley. I think Jill and I have talked about that before. I used to live in Albany. My girlfriend at the time was going to the university, and I moved up there. And we lived there for about 5 years. It was really great. King Rama is here. All hail the king. If I may, a quick Japanese lesson. It's pronounced Kusano, not Kusurno. Okay, how am I saying it wrong, Satsuma? I'm pretty sure I listened to the guy say it on the broadcast. Kusano. Okay. Oh, we have James gave a little donation. Thanks, James. I'm gonna have a bowl of chanko nabe on James. Thanks, man. All right, cool. Sandam Sandamne. Sandamne. Sandanme. I think I got that right. Okay, anyway. If I occasionally get a word wrong, then let me know. Hey, Mike. Mike's a channel member. He's got that little nice yellow star. Glad you're with us. And Rainia, coming to my defense on my pronunciation of Kusano. I will try. The more I say it, the more I'll get used to it. Okay, but let's jump back. So just wanted you to know about Hokuto Fuji. That's unfortunate. So I got to hit down here, hit share again. All right. Boom, 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 boom. All right, everybody's seeing the right screen. Here we go. So the big match, of course, was Kusano, Juryo 14. And I don't know why I thought this and said this in my Patreon video, but I thought he'd lost to Hideno Umi, but he didn't. He won. He's now at 13-1. So what I found out was, and I shared this on Twitter, was that Endo, who's now a mainstay of the top division, went 14-1 at Juryo 10 in his debut and got promoted to the Makuuchi. Went straight up to the top division after a 14-1 Yusho at Juryo 10. Now, Kusano is 4 ranks below that at Juryo 14, and obviously he can go 14-1 if he wins tomorrow. Will they also promote him all the way up to the top division? I think those extra ranks will probably be a no. I think he'll go up to Juryo 1 or 2, and that'll be, and he'll have to spend one more basho in Juryo. But they didn't just promote Endo up to Juryo. I mean, from Juryo 10 to like Maegashira 17. He went all the way up to Maegashira 13. Now, I don't know exactly what was happening with the Bansuke that tournament that all happened. But yeah, they put him up quite a bit. So he might be punching his ticket to the top division right here if he gets a 14th win tomorrow. So of course I'll have that match. You're gonna have a lot of guys like Koto Eiho here, 7-7, who are going to be fighting. And we'll look at who's fighting who. Daisei Izan. I already looked it up. Kusano's opponent tomorrow is Fuji Seiyun, who's currently 9-5. So that's a nice matchup. Roga got the win over Hitoshi. Both men started with 9 wins in that match. Kaio added a 9th win. He's definitely going to get promoted. Tamashoho should be going up. And Tochi Taikai got his Kachikoshi. So those are the 3 guys that should be going up. And then, after that, it's whether they decide to promote Kusano or not. Okay. Let's look at what happened in the top division. All right, so Onokatsu started with a 9th win over Ryuden. Ryuden's probably okay. He needs a win tomorrow to really feel safe. He goes 5-10 at Maegashira 14. He could get demoted. Sadanoumi's now at 7-7, so he's got to wait till tomorrow. Midori Fuji got his Kachikoshi. Meisei got his Kachikoshi. Oh, Nishikigi, a 3rd win. Is it going to be enough to save him? We'll have to see. Shinana Umi at the same rank, 1 better at 4-10. Got a win today over Asakoru, who's not going to have a winning record. But at Maegashira 16, if he can get a 7th win tomorrow, he's probably safe. Shishi went to 9-5 by beating Endo. We were just talking about Endo. 7-7 for Endo, so he has to wait till tomorrow. Koto Shoho has to wait till tomorrow. Shodai got the win. The first match of my coverage was Toki Hayate versus Tamawashi. The rookie, well, not quite a rookie, but he hasn't been in Makuuchi long, and he is now at 10-4, so doing great. Tamawashi 9-5. Takeda Fuji did not win today over Aonishiki. So Aonishiki looking like he'll probably get a special prize. It'll be very interesting to see who they give special prizes to tomorrow. Chirano beats Takayasu. So that's the disappointing match. If you're hoping for a Takayasu Yusho, He couldn't get past Chirana Umi. It was a good match. Definitely seek it out if you're not watching it on my Patreon. And so he is now 11-3 and had to wait and see what Onosato would do. Chirana Umi also probably putting himself in line for a special prize, went to 10-4. Hakuoho needed one more win. He got it today to get his Kachikoshi over Tobizaru, who's got a losing record now. Gonoyama got a 6-win over Takada Fuji, who's just really having a bad tournament. Chiyoshoma went to 6-8 by beating Takanosho, another guy having a terrible tournament. Wakataka Kage wanted a 9th win to kind of nudge himself more toward Komusubi than his brother, but he couldn't get it. Oshoma got the 9th win at Maegashira 8. Wakamoto Haru needed one more to get his Kachikoshi. He got it. He's now 8-6 over Atami Fuji, who has a losing record now. Kirishima ends up 7-7, keeping his hopes alive that he might get his Kachikoshi at Komusubi and stay there. Kim Bozan was the loser. Ura, to the crowd's huge applause, beat Abi. So the Komusubi will be vacating that spot. We already knew that Oho would be getting demoted, but he did get a 6th win today over Ichi Yamamoto. If he can get a 7th win tomorrow, he might just go from Sekewake to Komusubi. Then the other big match of the day was the Onosato match. He had to win to stay tied in the 3-loss group with Takayasu. He did that. He beat Daisho very easily, in fact. Daisho at 9-5. So it's Onosato and Takayasu on top of the leaderboard, both men at 11-3. They don't fight each other tomorrow. And Kotozakura couldn't get a win over Hirada Umi in the final match of the day. For Hirada Umi, it was a big payday, probably at least 20 sponsorship envelopes with money by being in the final match of the day. And at Maegashira 6, he's got 9 wins, so he's having a good tournament. Okay. Let's take a little drink here. Let's check in on the chat before we jump in. He hasn't been doing Tiger Claws. I think somebody must have had a chat with him. You know, like he snuck a little one in the other day, but I didn't see Shishi's match today. But he's doing well. Yeah, I'll see it in the when I put the highlights up on the channel tomorrow morning before my Egg McMuffin. I will wake up and do the highlights and put them all up on Patreon. Jason Noel or Jason Knoll, thank you for all your support. Aonishiki is impressive, Ozzy. I agree. I think he should get a special prize. I hope he does. Yeah, Takayasu, we've been down this road before. And I'm worried that if Takayasu wins and Onosato wins and there's a playoff, that I don't think Takayasu will win that match. I want him to, but I think Onosato will persevere if it comes to that. Sekewake brothers. Maybe. It's not that common, though, of course. Komusubi brothers would be more likely, yeah. Oh, no, CK has not seen the matches. Havoc, I think, yes. That large white butt. Very intimidating. Vic, I agree. I will be absolutely rooting for Takayasu tomorrow, unabashedly. So, but I'll be very happy if Onosato wins as well. And it's going to be one or the other. The 4-loss guys are technically in the hunt. If both Takayasu and Onosato lose their matches tomorrow in regulation, then all the 4-loss Rikishi, which we're going to see in a minute who they are all viable. But yeah. Trucker Mark, I didn't actually go to the game. I bought some merch that I wore on the channel the other night, which was fun. A Shohei Ohtani thing with the cherry blossoms that says Tokyo. But no, I couldn't go to the games. Tokyo's a long way away from me. It'd be like, it's not that far geographically, but it feels far and it costs money. I guess it's probably the same as like maybe going to, if you're in California, to go to like Seattle. or Arizona's too close. Nevada's too close. Yeah, it's just, it takes a while. It's 4.5 hours on the Shinkansen, the super fast train. And it's just, it's money and time, isn't it? All right. Let's see. What's up, Jason Sun Shui? Sun Shui? Okay. I sent some Nengajo, some New Year's cards to his daughters. Very happy to do that. I'm glad so many people enjoyed that. How does one become a Patreon member? Well, there'll be a link down in the description of this, or you can go watch any other Sumo Summary show and just, don't even have to watch it. You can just click on the description box. In there, there's a link. Or you can just go over to patreon.com and search Sumo Jason. You'll find me. And then it's $1 a month if you want to be at the base tier. If you sign up for the whole year, they give you 10% off. So it's only $10.80. That's less than $1 a month or less than $2 per basho. And you get all the match coverage over there. Yeah, we just had to move it to a separate website because of copyright and stuff. Okay, let's jump back in. Hope everybody's doing. 92 of you. Hello, everyone. All right. For all the thumbs up and everything. Okay, so that was the matches that were. Now, of course, we need to look at the leaderboard. And Onosato, Takeya. So these are the guys that could be involved. Chirana Umi, Aonishiki, Toki Hayate. So remember that when we look at who they'll be fighting tomorrow. If they win their matches and both of these guys lose, then there could be a massive playoff. But I wouldn't hold my breath if I was one of these three guys. These are the three most likely recipients of special prizes tomorrow, though, who have the 10-4 record going into the final day. And all the other divisions already have their winner predetermined by now, so it's only still in flux in the top division. So let's jump and see who's going to be fighting who on day 15. Dun, dun, dun. Start down in Juryo. And, they like to do this, 7-7 versus 7-7. It's a Darwin match, survival of the fittest. One gets their Kachikoshi, one doesn't. Here it is again, Kotoeho versus Kazekeno. So about 6 matches in is the Kusano match. And so remember, everything starts a half hour earlier. So if you want to wake up and watch it live, however you watch sumo, it's not normally a 6 match in would be around 3 o'clock Japan time. But this will be more like 2:30. So just be prepared and come earlier. Fighting Fuji Seun, who's a 9-5. Yeah, that's about it. Roga has Waka Ikari. Kaio has Daiseisan. He's 7-7. And 2 8-6 guys going at it in the final match of the day. Okay, so that's the big match, and I'll have it on the channel for you tomorrow. See if he finishes 14-1. Going up to the top division, Maegashira 17, even with a 6-9, I think Shirokuma is going to get demoted. Onokatsu's safe. Takeyumi, a 7-8 at Maegashira 17. He might get lucky. Midori Fujiori has Kachikoshi. Here's a 7-7 versus 7-7. Much more important for Koto Shoho at M16. Hakuoho against Asakoru, but Asakoru can only add a 7th win, but he might need it. Oshoma Ryuden, Atami Fuji, Sadanoumi, who's 7-7. Tamawashi Shishi is a fun one, both men 9-5. Shodai versus Nishikigi, Shimano Umi, Kimbozan, Takara Fuji, Ichiyamamoto, Ura Tobizaru, both men at 6-8, so neither of them can get a winning record. Meisei, already a winning record. Chiyoshima can't get one. Gonoyama. I mean, a lot of this stuff in the middle, unless you're a fan of that particular wrestler, just doesn't really matter. Then we get to Wakamoto Haru, Takeda Fuji. And Wakataka Kage Hiraumi. Both guys are at 8-6, so they both want that win to kind of claim the open Komusubi slot. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle that. Then, okay, here's the first big match of the day. Takayasu Abi. They gave him Abi, the Komusubi, even though he already has a losing record. Their head-to-head will be pretty interesting. So he's got to win this. And then he puts the pressure on Onosato. Kirishima, 7-7, got to get that win. He has Toki Hayate tomorrow. Oho, Aonishiki. Shiranaumi, to finish off his tournament, has Sekewake Daisho, and he actually has a better record than the Sekewake at the moment. And then, as we predicted, the two Ozeki fighting each other. No real reason to change it. Kotozakura up against Onosato. So, Kotozakura could be the big spoiler. If Takayasu wins his match and Kotozakura can beat Onosato, then that's it. He'll finish with a 12-3. Onosato will finish with an 11-4, and Takayasu will be the champion without a playoff. But if they both win or they both lose, then we'll have a playoff. And conversely, if Takayasu loses to Abi, then Onosato, all he has to do is beat Kotozakura, and that will be his third Yusho, believe it or not. I can't believe he's already won 2, and he might win 1 more. Then, of course, if Onosato wins, it'll be all the talk. Can he win another one in May and therefore become a Yokozuna? All right. Anything else from this website? Let me stop sharing. Check in on you guys over in the chat real quick, and then we'll jump into the standings and some other stuff. Oh, okay. James joined the Patreon. Thanks, James. I hope you enjoy the coverage. Of course, tomorrow, if you're on the Patreon, I try to kind of, I don't want spoilers if you're, say, within the first 2 or 3 days after the bus show ends. So I'll put up something like, bonus video, the championship interview or something. And I won't, if there's a playoff, I might call it like, bonus video or something. And you won't quite know what it is, but I try not to spoil it too much by having, because then you don't necessarily need to watch the Onosato match. It's there's a playoff because you've already seen it in the list of videos in the. So I try to be a little cagey about my titles, keep them vague. The thumbnails I try to just put like the transition graphic or something. So, and then, 2 or 3 days later, when there's been enough time, I go back in and properly title them and change the thumbnail and everything. So, yeah, Daniel, I mean, it could be a crazy playoff if both Onosato and Takayasu lose. But I very much doubt that's going to happen. That was kind of the same way everyone was hoping, like, if Hoshoru wins and Kotozakura is the runner-up, we're going to have a double Yokozuna promotion. And, that didn't end up happening in January. So, yeah. All right. How do you join this channel as a member? Nomad asks. Maybe not here because it's a live, but anytime you watch one of the normal videos, there's a join button just below the video. Just click it. There's 3 tiers. Sekewake, Ozeki, Yokozuna, and I always send out a prize to one of the channel members, and there's only about 120 of you guys, so it's kind of a small pool to pull from, but I appreciate your support as well, and feel free to do that if you're up to it. That goes through Google and comes to me, so it's a little different than Patreon. All right, let's share again really quick for those of you that are in the contest. Well, you're watching me live on a Saturday. Here are the standings and some kind of interesting things. So we got a 3-way tie for first. Go Broncos, Jabba, and Jam. Now what's interesting is all 3 of these people have the same team. Onosato, Daisho, Takayasu, Takeda Fuji, Hakuoho, until you get to the final. And then they all have somebody different. Aonishiki, Chiranaumi, and Toki Hayate. So this could be the deciding factor whether these guys win or not, on whether these guys come in first place or not. So very interesting. 3 people, one off the pace at 57 points. And again, a very similar teams until we get to like here. And then we got like an Endo, a Midori Fuji, and a Hakuoho, some Shishi action in there. So yeah, so it could be, it's still undecided. And then 7 people tied for third place, sorry, in the running, depending on how things shake out. But everybody has Onosato. Just about everybody has Daisho, Takayasu, etc. But Microcosm here is kicking butt with Wakatake Kage, 3 wins behind the Takayasu people. So he'd be all alone in first place if he had picked Takayasu here. I'm doing okay. I said I wanted to be in the top 50, and look at that. Just outside. The last person in the 5th place group is number 50, and I'm at 51 with the 6th place group at 53 points. So hopefully my team can maybe put me into the top 50 tomorrow. That'd be fun. But not going to get anywhere near the top people. So good luck to everybody tomorrow. If you're in the contest, I hope you do well. All right. Get rid of some of these here that we've used. Oh, really quick, you guys can all help me. You're all very good. Tube Wings, especially if you're still around. You might know this. A woman who's emailed me before, she watches in Australia with her son, wanted to know who one of the Shimpan is, one of the judges at the side. And I kind of recognize him, but it's not one of the guys from like my era. Maybe he's slightly before my time of 2005. So she sent me a picture, so I'm going to share it. And you guys can tell me in the chat if you know who this is. So let me make sure it's sharing correctly. Yeah. Okay. So this guy right here. And this is obviously, she just screen grabbed from the highlight show. And here's, a couple more. They're all kind of a little blurry. But he's obviously a former high-ranked wrestler, would be my guess. Although Tommy Sakati's in there, and I don't know that he ever got above Maegashira 1. But who is this? And I will email her back and let her know. So let me go back over and see if anybody knew right off the top of their head. Steve saying, yeah, thank you, Steve. I'm pretty happy with Patreon. I think it's working well. I feel like, you get your money's worth for $1. And it allows me to use the better NHK coverage, the English language, Murray and Hiro and all those guys. And I think it's pretty good. Oh, okay. Two Wings doesn't recognize him. Oh, no. All right. Well, I'll put it up maybe one more time. If somebody reminds me in the chat, I'll put it up, or I'll share it on Twitter. So if any of you guys know, obviously, if I see him again, they always have a list of who the judges are, and I can figure it out from that. But just, off the top of my head, I don't recognize him. So TC Chandler, watching from Vegas. Hello. Thank you. All right. What else do I have? Oh, okay. So 2 of my members who have been longtime supporters of the channel. One is in the chat tonight, Buddha. So he can tell you a little bit more about his thing when I show it to you. And another is Hugo, are budding authors. One of them is doing a fiction type of story, and the other one's doing a nonfiction type of story. And they both got books coming out. So I wanted to let you guys know about them. So Satsuma is saying when NHK doesn't show Sumo from 4 to 5 o'clock, you can still watch on Abema. Yeah. And if I'm home, it's on other channels. But if I'm at school, it only tapes 5 to 6 p.m. And so that's all I get to see. But yeah, that's true, Satsuma. You can always watch on Abema. Okay, so let me share here Dun, dun, dun. So the first one I'll share is the nonfiction one from Hugo. Okay. And this is, of course, let me just make sure everybody's seeing the screen. Good. Okay. So he wrote a book, Hugo, about Fuji that was well received. Let's see, here it is. And it's not, it's not hugely long. What am I trying to say? It's not like super thick. I think it's about 80 pages, but though he's now gone way back into more sumo history, and he's made a book, Sumo Legends Volume 2, about the famous Yokozuna Raiden. And let me see if I click on here, double check. So it's a Kindle book. I think you can get a hard copy. Let's see if this is showing up properly. Oh, good, it is. Okay. And yeah, lots of pictures, extending in just sources from all over the place to tell you the story of one of the first famous sumotori. And if you're a sumo history fan or you want to know more about how it all started, I recommend it. I liked his book on Fuji. So if you're more into modern sumo and you want to read about, probably arguably the greatest Yokozuna of all time next to Hakuho, then you could check that book out. They're both here. And yeah, show them some love. $10 on Kindle, $20 for a hard copy, so not too terribly expensive. And I will put a link down in the description. So if you're interested, you can go to that link, or maybe just go over to Amazon and type in Sumo Legends Raiden, and I bet you it will come up, or Hugo as the author, and you can search in your Amazon shop where you live. So that was one thing. Oh, somebody joined the channel as a Sekewake SA. Thank you. Yeah, Colin, I agree. Oh, okay. SA is James. Hey, James. All right. So let's look at Buddha's book. Buddha's in the chat right now, and he has written a fiction story. And I guess I will start here for him. He's got kind of two websites. So it's called Hiroshi, Tale of a Sumotori. He goes by Buddha the Bard. And he started a Kickstarter with not a huge amount, I think $500 to kind of get it finished and edited and ready for publication. He has seeded that, so it should be all ready to go. You can read, again, I'll put this Kickstarter link down here. You can read kind of what it's about. It's a fantasy setting, but it's in the world of sumo. So he's kind of combining two things, and he talks about it here, progression fantasy stories. And you can learn more about Craig down here. I think he's got a little mini bio. He's got some quotes from people who've read the book. There's Craig, and he's a truck driver, right? Yeah, big truck. So he has time to think about these stories, and if you pledge, you can get some bonus stuff here, bookmarks and posters and all that kind of fun stuff. So go check it out, and I think the link sorry, if you're kind of like a fantasy story with sumo in it, what would that be like? He has a blog or a website, and I will link and show you that really quick. And so you can go there to find out more. And I think there's sample chapters you can actually read. So this is called Hill Road. I believe it's a writer's forum, and he's one of the people that contributes. And down here it says table of contents and all kinds of chapters here, etc. So I don't know if this is work in progress or if this is working toward the final cut, as it were. So I'll put both links if you want to go and check it out. Maybe you can read a little bit of it and see if it's something that you would enjoy. But this is the fiction one, and then the other one was the nonfiction one. So good luck, Buddha. I hope it goes well for you. All right. Oh, the screen is black. Was it black when I just showed the other website? Ah, darn it. Okay, hold on. Let me try one more time. The first time it worked, though, right? When I was showing his main site. The Kickstarter one worked, right? Okay, let me try this one again. It is black. You're right. Okay, there it goes. So this is his other website. Again, I'll have the link. And this is the one that has chapters. So you'd be into. And I think Buddha's going to send me a copy, so I'll eventually read it and maybe shout it out again in so many months and let you know what I thought. Okay. All right. Okay. Did it work when I was showing the Kickstarter page? Because if it didn't work, I'll do it one more time. Sumo Kittens, hello from Germany. Anyway. Oh, this Kickstarter screen was black. Okay, let me do it one more time then. I feel bad. Hi. Because I said all that stuff and you're like, what is he talking about? It's black. It's black. Okay, there it goes. Okay. So, yep. So you had a Kickstarter, like I said, about am I back now? Can you see me now? It says froze. A bunch of people say buffering, frozen. Am I back? I probably lost like half of you. I didn't end the screen. Am I back? Okay, I'm back. So I don't know how that's going to handle the video that you normally gets posted, if it's going to be chopped up into two now. But anyway, we're almost done, so it's not so bad. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. Technology, you know. All right. Well, any last minute questions or anybody want to make a prediction? Who are you guys rooting for? Are you rooting for Takayasu like I am? Are you rooting for Onosato? It's pretty much down to those two. I really can't imagine them both losing tomorrow and making the 4 lost guys have a chance. I'm hoping they're kind with the special prizes tomorrow. They're not stingy. Every now and then they're like, it's conditional. You have to get an 11th win. And I'm hoping they'll be more like, no, you got 10 wins. You did good. Let's give you a special prize. Okay, a lot of people. Nomads for Onosato. A couple people, Jill and Jason, are for Takayasu. I'm obviously rooting for Takayasu. Yeah, it feels like a culmination of so much that it would just be great. He's 35. It'd be great for him to finally win one at this stage in his career, because he probably won't have another good chance like this. But we say that, and then Tamawashi the other day was interviewed. He's like, "Yeah, I'm going to win another championship before I retire." And damn, if he didn't get 9 wins this tournament, he might get a 10th tomorrow. So, yeah, greatness. It could be a playoff. If it's a playoff, I'm telling you, I'm worried. I mean, that would get me worried, because I think Onosato is just so strong. The only thing that would play in Takayasu's favor is that he will have rested for about a half an hour before the playoff, where Onosato would have just fought Koto Sakura, and then they give him like 8 or 10 minutes, and then he has to fight again. So he will not be as well rested as Takayasu. Hey, Trucker Mark, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Oh, Abi would do a Henka against Takayasu. Wow. Oh, that would make me angry. I hope that is not how that match goes down. I'm kind of glad they didn't give him Aonishiki. I think if they'd given him somebody he never fought before, like Aonishiki, it could have thrown him off his game because it's unpredictable, right? Whereas he knows what to expect with Abi. So yeah, I think he'll come prepared, as it were. Easily ignored. Thank you for staying up late with me. It's 12:20 now. I'm actually in the middle of a movie. I was watching it to kind of stay awake, and I got really into it, so I'm gonna go finish it. After this, I got about a half an hour left to go. Taco Bear, Taco Bear, Taco Bear. I'm playing this really fun game with my students, which I recommend if any of you are teachers or educators, or even you just look after kids after school program or anything. It's called Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza. Just put those 5 words into Amazon. Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza, and look at it's a card game, and it's silly, but it's really fun. And even though my kids are in high school, I mostly play it with my junior high kids, but I even play it with my high school kids, and they laugh and enjoy it. And it's easy to play even with the language, their language. I mean, my kids all speak English that I teach English really well. So saying 5 words in English is not a challenge for them. But yeah, it's a really fun card game that you can play with groups, like if you're having a party or something. So check that out. Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza. You'll thank me. Oh, somebody else says that their students love it too. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I really hope that Hoshoru recoups, comes back strong in May, has a good performance, um, and kind of hushes the crowd a little bit. Like, hey, yeah, I had a bad tournament, I had a bad elbow, but I'm back now, and I'm gonna, doesn't give out so many kimboshi, because people are not happy. Uh, okay, Buddha, I will respond to your message probably tomorrow because it's a little late now. But thank you. Good luck with the book. Uh, Both my sons just received their teaching degrees. Well, excellent. We need good teachers in the world. Yeah, go hit that beach in Jamaica, man. That's awesome. Yeah, I think he'll be okay in the long run. I think he's very focused on being a good Yokozuna, and he'll want to do well. So as long as other injuries don't happen, he'll be okay. All right, I think that'll do it for me. Almost 12:25 almost here in Japan. I will of course be up. I'll put up highlights for you guys over on Patreon. Regular coverage. Be back here tomorrow night for the day 15 Sumo Summary Show. And then about a week, like I said, maybe the 28th. I have a day off work on Friday the 28th. So 28th or 29th, I'll be up with the wrap up. I'll show all the prizes, some of the fun stuff I'm giving away to the winners of the contest and to the channel members and Patreon members. So, somebody's saying Hokutoriki Sekewake. Okay. All right, I'll look into that. I'll try to find out some pictures of him and see if it looks like that matches up. Jess Am, thank you. I'll check it out. All right, man. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming by. Sorry for the technical difficulties. And let's all watch Sumo tomorrow. It's going to be an exciting finish. I'll see you guys on the tubes, on the Patreons, and again for the wrap-up video in about a week. Okay, thanks for coming by tonight. See ya.